Coming up on Good Morning Idaho.
We live in troubled times, and it is a time to build bridges.
Local LDS leaders react to the horrifying violence brought against a Mormon church in Michigan. Plus, the latest on the Lake Creek fire burning north of Ketchum that has nearby residents on the verge of evacuation.
Oh, it's very scary. It is very scary. And I've studied a little bit about fire, and it's got me terribly frightened.
That fire suppression aided by overnight rainfall. We're going to break all that down for you right now on Good Morning Idaho.
Connecting neighborhoods across the Treasure and Magic Valleys, telling stories from within our communities. This is Good Morning Idaho.
Hey, good morning, Idaho, and thanks for joining us, everybody, on this Tuesday. I'm senior reporter Roland Barris. It's a kind of a soggy Tuesday morning. We've got a lot to get to from our large team of neighborhood reporters, but again, waking up, rain is going to be the big story. Downtown Boise, a little bit soggy out there, and it's a little wet on the roadway, so we bring in our Sophia Cruz with what we can expect as the day moves forward. And whenever you get that rain after a long stretch without it, it's always a little slippery out there.
It is always a little slippery because it's been so sunny and also dry. So as you get ready for the day again, drive safely and slowly as you head in for your commute. It is going to be partly sunny today, and you'll notice those breezy winds increase as we head into the day ahead. But overall, through the week ahead, this unsettled weather pattern sticks with us. So have the umbrella also on hand. By the end of the week, sweater weather does make a return, which I was looking at some of our Facebook comments, Roland, and people are very excited to put on those sweaters by the end of the week.
Are they? Okay, well, they'll have their chance very soon. Thanks, Sophia. Appreciate it. All right, we start now with our Riley Shoemaker in the news this morning. And Riley's getting local reactions from LDS leaders to that attack recently on a Michigan Mormon church that happened over the weekend.
A deadly attack over the weekend at an LDS church in Michigan left 4 worshipers dead and 8 others wounded. I'm neighborhood reporter Riley Shoemaker with how local leaders of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints say their faith is guiding them through this moment.
News of violence inside an LDS church in Michigan spread quickly through the faith community. It also came on the very same weekend members were learning of the death of their highest leader, President Russell M. Nelson.
Both topics were heavy on the minds of the members of the church. There was sorrow, sadness, grief, tragedy tied to certainly the violence in Michigan, but also the passing of our prophet. And the focus yesterday was one of unity and peace.
Local LDS stake president Sky Root says many locals responded first with prayer and a reminder of the principles at the heart of their faith.
Fundamentally, it's a return back to the principles that were taught from Jesus Christ, to mourn with those who mourn, and to comfort those that stand in need of comfort, and bear one another's burdens. And that's really where people's minds went to, as opposed to fear.
The tragedy in Michigan is part of a wider pattern of violence across the country.
You know, we live in troubled times, and it is a time to build bridges, to respect one another, to love one another, to live in the way that that Jesus Christ taught us how to live, and that President Russell M. Nelson taught us how to live in the bridges that he built.
In the midst of loss and violence, Root says his message to members is simple.
The world doesn't need more enemies. It needs more bearers of light.
Local leaders emphasize that the priority now is to come together as communities. I'm neighborhood reporter Riley Shoemaker for Idaho News 6.
Idaho Governor Brad Little responding to the Michigan church shooting with a post on Facebook, writing in part, "Such violence against any house of worship is intolerable. I stand with the Latter-day Saint community and all who are grieving. Idaho will continue to protect the right to worship in safety and ensure security and justice."
Neighbors in Ketchum are keeping a close eye on the Lake Creek fire that sparked Sunday near a popular camping area close to town. I'm your neighborhood reporter Joey Martin, checking in with neighbors in a few subdivisions who have an extra reason to keep a close eye on the hilltops northeast of town.
Oh, it's very scary. It is very scary. And I've studied a little bit about fire, and it's got me terribly frightened.
The Lake Creek fire, burning 6 miles northeast of Ketchum, sparked around 2 o'clock Sunday afternoon. According to the U.S. Forest Service, the fire burned actively in grass and sage overnight, and as of Monday afternoon was held to an estimated 250 to 300 acres. Mary Beth Flower lives in Ketchum and was out on a hike when she first saw signs of a fire.
And I kept hearing fire engines coming, and I went home, and later in the afternoon I could see smoke coming over, huge amounts of smoke between this neighborhood and my neighborhood.
Out of caution, the Blaine County Sheriff's Office issued pre-evacuation ready status for the neighborhoods east of Highway 75, north of Ketchum. And while her neighborhood wasn't on the list, Mary Beth lives close enough to know it's better safe than sorry.
I packed up all my valuables. I'm a photographer, all my cameras, all my hard drives, and packed it in my other car, and I'm still ready to go.
Another neighbor who chose not to go on camera told me the area where the fire is burning is a popular camping and fishing spot on U.S. Forest Service land. She sent me this video which shows the fire burning actively near that campsite. As for homeowners sitting on high alert, Blaine County Sheriff Morgan Ballas tells me the pre-evacuation ready status will remain in effect until the fire is contained, hoping the forecasted rain will help. The U.S. Forest Service says they are working to keep the fire heading north and are using the skills of smoke jumpers to do so, creating a line between the fire and any residential property. No word yet on containment or how the fire started. Reporting in Ketchum, I'm your neighborhood reporter Joey Martin, Idaho News 6.
Since Monday, the Lake Creek fire has now grown to an estimated 512 acres, according to the National Interagency Fire Center. And crews made good progress yesterday, aided by good cloud cover and also some rainfall. According to the Blaine County Sheriff's Office, pre-evacuation ready status remains in place from Eagle Creek Road to Lake Creek Road, east of Highway 75, until further notice. Flags are flying at half-staff in Idaho this morning after the death of a wildland firefighter near Grangeville over the weekend. Isabella Oscarson was struck by a falling tree on Friday while assisting with a prescribed burn in the Nez Perce Clearwater National Forest. Oscarson was from Minnesota. She was working a seasonal job with the Idaho Department of Lands.
Eagle residents pack City Hall, sharing their concerns about the future of the city's Saturday market. I'm your Eagle neighborhood reporter, Greenlee Clark, learning why the location decision is splitting opinions and how it could impact local businesses.
We made a motion in which to have all historical events come back into the Heritage Park area as well.
Eagle's Saturday market once filled Heritage Park, bringing shoppers into downtown. But construction moved it to City Hall nearly 2 years ago. Now, residents and business owners want it back.
I've felt a lot of pain, and you guys have heard me say that numerous times. Can we be committed to knowing that the market and all the events will return to Heritage Park?
Ada County Highway District says downtown construction is set to be complete at the end of October. Mayor Brad Pike warns deadlines can be pushed back and possible weather delays could interfere.
We don't have that facility ready to go. Then what do we do? Cancel the whole thing?
But some vendors say the market should stay where it is due to the city's growth.
I realize that we can't go back, that we're better off here, and that this is a pleasant environment here at the City Hall.
Moving back downtown would limit the market to about 30 vendors, unless the city can get permission to use nearby property.
We won't have street park vendors on the streets. We won't have the food trucks, which is a big attractant for the vendors there.
Come on, people, let's be fair about what's going on here. I want your businesses to thrive. I want you to be able to be successful.
The city says the market is set to take place downtown in 2026, but the following years could change. I'm your Eagle neighborhood reporter, Greenlee Clark for Idaho News 6.
A potential government shutdown now less than 24 hours away. We break down how it could impact you when we get back.
All right, neighborhood of the day is Twin Falls, where throughout the day, have the umbrella on hand. Showers are going to stick with you through your morning, afternoon, and evening ahead. It's 30% chance, but if you do get caught in one of those showers, you're going to wish you had the umbrella. 70s also this afternoon. I'll be showing you how long this rainy weather sticks around.
Thanks, Sophia. And it's 6:11. Let's take a look at your national headlines this morning. Hamas says it will study President Donald Trump's new peace plan for Gaza before responding. The proposal demands Hamas effectively surrender and disarm in its exchange for an end to fighting. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has already backed the plan. International leaders are calling it the best chance to end the war. The plan would put Gaza under international control and deploy a security force to keep order. All remaining hostages would be released then within 72 hours if both sides accept. Prosecutors want Sean Diddy Combs to spend more than 11 years in prison. The music mogul was convicted in July on prostitution-related charges. His defense team is asking for just 14 months behind bars. Ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura says she still lives in fear and has nightmares from the abuse she says she suffered at the hands of Combs. Combs will be sentenced this Friday. And the federal government could shut down unless Congress reaches an agreement by midnight. Sticking points remain, with Democrats wanting to undo recent Medicaid cuts and preserve certain Obamacare subsidies. And they also want to make it harder for the president to cut funds that Congress has approved. For Americans, a shutdown might affect customer service, paperwork, food inspections, a lot of things. CNN's Amy Kiley has more on how it could affect you.
Millions of lives will be upended.
The federal government could shut down tonight and Americans could feel the impact. That's unless Congress reaches an agreement by midnight.
I think we're headed to a shutdown because the Democrats won't do the right thing.
Sticking points remain. Democrats want to undo recent Medicaid cuts and preserve certain Obamacare subsidies. They also want to make it harder for the president to cut funds Congress has approved.
This relates to the well-being and the health of the American people.
In a shutdown, non-essential federal employees face furloughs. For Americans, that might affect customer service, paperwork, national parks, food inspections, and more. The White House is even threatening to fire some workers.
The federal workforce is already shrinking rapidly, down by 97,000 jobs.
Social Security payments will continue, but the timing could be confusing. Today, an unrelated executive order is ending paper government checks. Meanwhile, a shutdown could cause travel delays.
Planes will take off, but it's going to be a massive strain on the system.
Some experts worry a government closure could hurt the economy. It also could delay the release of economic reports crucial to investors and the Federal Reserve.
This will be a momentous week for the U.S. economy and the financial markets.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
We have an active radar over eastern Idaho this morning, but the wet pattern is going to stick around. I'll be showing you how long it does coming up.
Sophia Cruz with the Idaho News 6 forecast.
All right, good Tuesday morning to you as you get ready for the day ahead. You're still going to want to have the umbrella. I hope you, though, did get a good night's rest and enjoy that nice rain that moved through. As we wake up this morning, there are still some wet soaked areas, so do be careful as you head out on your roads. But giving you a look at Bogus this morning. Yesterday, they closed down their summer operations, and now they're getting ready for winter, and I am excited just as much as maybe any other snowboarder or skier. Waking up, especially as we start to see more fall-like weather, which is going to be the trend this week. Now, we still do have an active radar, so taking a look this morning, it's over Pocatello, Idaho Falls, even as you make your way up towards Salmon and northern Idaho. Even starting to see a few showers develop over Jordan Valley, and even looks like a rumble of thunder or two. However, for many of us, it will still be a quiet start to the day. Now, we'll notice, though, clouds have increased as we started to see a more southwesterly flow in as this cooler weather maker starts to make its way inland. Now, behind that, another system is going to arrive. So as it starts to push inland, that's also going to bring in that band of moisture and those rain chances through the end of the week. On top of that, we also will be looking at some breezy winds. So for today, as you head into this afternoon, here are your wind gusts, just picking up to about 15 miles per hour. Some spots like Mountain Home, Rome, exceeding that, getting near 25 miles per hour or more. So again, it'll be breezy today, and as we head into tomorrow afternoon, notice there's not very many changes as far as the wind gusts go until we head to those overnight hours. Otherwise, do prepare for some breezy conditions today, whether it means a little extra hairspray for my ladies or even some cap weather or hair fair tie weather. It will be breezy. Now, walking through the next couple hours, it's a cloudy start to the day. A few isolated showers over towards our west central mountains. This again comes by 2 o'clock. Notice that we do get isolated showers, and it's not a very consistent rain, but it's isolated towards Stanley, Fairfield, and even as you head into the Treasure Valley, we could still see a rumble of thunder or two. By tomorrow morning, it is looking like we will see some rain as you head into 9 a.m. So near that morning commute and as people are really starting to head into work. It's very light showers though, and it will continue to be cloudy as you wake up. We do see a part in the clouds by Wednesday afternoon, so that sunshine, do not be fooled by. That'll drive in energy for storms if we do see some develop that day. Now by 5 o'clock tomorrow, we do see another band of showers move through as this front starts to make its way through Idaho. As it does, notice that showers pop up from Cascade down all the way into Murphy, so the sun-settled weather is going to continue through the end of the week. And just to give you a larger picture of what's happening, we have this cooler system just kind of making its way through. As it does, this next front will approach as we head into our Thursday. By Thursday, we'll see those shower chances on the board. We continue to see them into our weekend, and as the cooler weather makers start to move through, not only will we see those rain chances, but we'll actually get some more cooler weather. As we start to develop a more northwesterly flow, that cooler air mass will come into play, and because of that, your forecast is going to bring back that sweater weather for you. So through the end of the week, we do cool down. You get those mid-60s starting Thursday, but even cooler as you head into your weekend. 61 by Sunday, mid-70s don't return until Tuesday. So sweater weather is just around the corner.
In Jerome, meet the local group combining soccer, community, and culture. Soccer has a huge following in the Magic Valley, so it should come as no surprise that a school group has picked a soccer game as the site of its first event of the school year. I'm your Jerome neighborhood reporter Lori in Nettleton, and as National Hispanic Heritage Month runs through October 15th, I wanted to look into a group that fuses academic performance, community stewardship, and cultural exchange. This is a big moment for the Jerome High School chapter of Latinos in Action. Soccer's a big thing in the Magic Valley, and it's massively popular in the Hispanic community, so it made sense to the group to do their cookout fundraiser at a soccer game. What is Latinos in Action?
It's an organization where we could prepare ourselves for college and stuff, and it also helps us become more of a leader.
Chris Garcia, president of the group, told me how Latinos in Action emphasizes leadership, career and college service, and literacy.
And for me, it's helped me get more social and stuff.
For the student group, this cookout is the first event of the year, setting the stage for big plans all year long.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about it. They've been working on it for a couple weeks. I'm really proud of all the work that they've done, and hopefully we can get some money in here for some of our conferences and parade floats and some of the service that they want to do.
We focus a lot on service and how to help people, as well as dancing. I'm the choreographer, so I mostly focus on showing how our culture is and what we like to do, make it fun and exciting for people.
Dacia Damari Diaz has been involved in Latinos in Action since middle school and looks forward to sharing some of those experiences with the younger generation.
When I was younger, I was always loved to see the homecoming, how they did the parade and how they threw candy at us. That was always my favorite part.
Jerome High School's Latinos in Action is accepting donations for their upcoming events, including the homecoming parade and the trunk or treat for Halloween. I'm your Jerome neighborhood reporter Lori in Nettleton, Idaho News 6.
It is 6:24 on this Tuesday. Thanks for joining us, everybody, on Good Morning Idaho. And we have a lot more in store in our last half hour this morning. Here's a look at what's still to come from your neighborhood reporters.
In Caldwell, a mother speaks out after her son's roadside memorial goes missing again.
This is the Nampa Police Department's new fixed-wing unmanned aircraft.
Now we'll look outside from the Treasure Valley Chevy Dealers Tower Cam.
Connecting neighborhoods across the Treasure and Magic Valleys, telling stories from within our communities. This is Good Morning Idaho.
And welcome back to Good Morning Idaho, everyone. It's 6:27. I'm senior reporter Roland Barris. Good to have you along, everyone. It's going to be kind of a soggy day today. We'll get to that coming up in just a moment. And we have a lot to get to from our large team of neighborhood reporters as well, bringing you more local stories than anyone else in this market. Like our Keith Burrell showing us the latest in police technology, as Nampa PD will soon be utilizing this drone to respond to emergencies and monitor wildfire activity. Plus, an Idaho News 6 exclusive. New this morning at 6:45, I'm going to break down a new citizen-led initiative to eliminate the state grocery tax, a rare moment where Democrats and Republicans appear united. More on all of that coming up. But first, let's get the latest on our weather as you get ready to head out the door. It's going to be a little bit sprinkly out there, Sophia.
Yeah, it is going to be a little bit sprinkly, but for some of you waking up this morning, you'll get caught in a full shower. So just taking a look right now, Salmon down to Idaho Falls and Pocatello, showers moving through, even starting to see a few storms roll through Jordan Valley. But for many of us, it's still a quiet start to the day, and that does include the Treasure Valley. So as you wake up this morning, first of all, good morning to you and happy Tuesday. Keep the umbrella on hand and also grab the light jacket. Showers continue to stick with us through the day. By lunchtime, we'll be sitting in the mid-60s, and then this afternoon, mid-70s. So pretty nice throughout the day, and it's going to start to feel more like fall. And pretty soon, Roland, it'll be winter. So I'm super excited just thinking about that.
All right. Thanks for the update, Sophia. Appreciate it. In the news now, we turn to a heartbreaking story in Caldwell, where a mother who lost her son in a car crash has been met with resistance in her grieving process. Our Leslie Solis has her story.
You've probably seen something like this along the side of the road, a cross, flowers, or maybe a picture. Each one marks a life lost and carries a story. I'm your Caldwell neighborhood reporter Leslie Solis speaking with a mother whose son lost his life on Ustick Road. And she says his roadside memorial has been removed not once, but twice.
He wasn't perfect. He had his faults, but that kid had the biggest heart.
On August 21st of 2024, Patria Lee's worst nightmare became a reality.
And the officer said, there's been an accident. And I said, what hospital is he in? And they said, he's not. He's at a funeral home. And I lost it. We had to say goodbye.
She quickly learned her 18-year-old son, Sean, died after losing control of his car while speeding on Ustick Road.
He had no business driving that fast. He knew that was too fast. He knew he was in the wrong. The cop made a U-turn to pull him over. And he said that by the time he turned, all he could see was dust and debris.
Sean had just graduated from Homedale High. His principal says Sean was someone people truly enjoyed being around, a presence the whole community felt.
Sent shockwaves, we're a small community, and so we're tight-knit. We often say one town, one team, one family, and it's real. Just his genuine positive spirit transcended, and everyone was felt. Everyone felt that loss.
Like many grieving families, Patria placed a memorial at the crash site, but last fall, it was gone. They replaced the cross on his birthday in June. Just come September, the cross was removed a second time. When she shared what happened online, she learned she wasn't alone.
I was surprised at how many people said that their families' memorials had been removed. And where's the humanity? What is wrong with the world today that we can't honor somebody's grief? That we can't let them do what they need to do to grieve properly?
It's hard enough to lose a family member and to go through that grief, but to take away something that they're trying to have that connection and that healing process is just so disrespectful.
According to Idaho law, roadside memorials are allowed with the family's consent as long as they don't block safety lines or traffic signs. And for Patria, it's about more than just remembering Sean.
If having that cross there makes somebody look down at their speedometer and make sure that they're driving within their capability or they slow down a little bit, whatever. My son didn't die in vain.
Patria says she hopes someone returns the second cross, but she's already planning a third to serve as a reminder for drivers to slow down. I'm your Caldwell neighborhood reporter Leslie Solis for Idaho News 6.
Authorities were able to locate and arrest a high-profile Nampa fugitive in New Mexico on Monday. Nampa police say 46-year-old Anthony Dominic Cordova had been on the run for several months and had an outstanding warrant for aggravated battery, use of a firearm or deadly weapon, and attempted strangulation. According to the Colfax County Sheriff's Office, it was a multi-agency effort involving the U.S. Marshals, and Cordova was taken into custody without incident.
Nampa police are always evolving their efforts to combat crime, and a new tool in their kit gives them eyes in the sky. I'm your Nampa neighborhood reporter, Keith Burrow, learning how the department will be using their new fixed-wing unmanned aircraft.
Flying high for the first time, Nampa PD's newest piece of equipment helped keep eyes on the crowd at Thomas Rhett's recent concert at the Fort Idaho Center Amphitheater. But moving forward, officers tell me its main purpose is responding to 911 calls.
When we do start flying the calls with this drone, the way that we're going to operate it is the camera is going to stay straight out on the horizon, not looking down. That way we're not looking into people's backyards.
I watched along as officers explained its features, flying over the city of Nampa after taking flight from police headquarters.
Our studio's not that far away. Can we go circle our studio?
Yeah, no, I think we should be able to make it over there.
In just a few minutes, the new aircraft is circling the Idaho News 6 station with clear results. Simply put, this drone can likely get to an emergency faster than officers stuck in traffic, and it can be deployed up to 30 miles away, relaying real-time information from the scene of a potential shooting, domestic violence call, or major crashes in search and rescue missions like missing kids or elderly walkaways.
It's not a proactive tool, it's completely reactive to a 911 call. So someone's calling us for help, and then we're sending the drone.
Police say it's not just law enforcement benefiting from the new tech. They will coordinate with Nampa fire crews and can help monitor conditions in real time.
It's like if they're working an active structure fire or something like that, and they need to see where hotspots are, we can put this overhead for them and communicate with them and share that information with them.
The aircraft itself is rare. Only a handful of universities and government agencies nationwide operate something similar, with the ability to stay airborne for up to 3 hours at a time. Nampa police are now exploring ways to share their updates with neighbors, and with 11 officers trained to operate it, leaders say the tool will help first responders act quickly and safely in emergencies.
And the police department tell me that the aircraft is expected to be responding to calls within the next few weeks. From the Nampa Police Department, I'm your Nampa neighborhood reporter, Keith Burrell, for Idaho News 6.
Fall is here and irrigation season is winding down. The city of Caldwell, the city of Nampa, and the Nampa and Meridian Irrigation District will end next Monday, October 6th. The Pioneer Irrigation District, Boise Cuna Irrigation District, Boise Project Board of Control, and Lake Lowell Reservoir will all end the next day. That's Tuesday, October 7th. It's wild card playoff baseball, and the stakes are high as the San Diego Padres take on the Chicago Cubbies. It's a best-of-3 series, and you can watch it all right here on Idaho News 6. Coverage of Games 1 and 2 start at 1 p.m. today and tomorrow. Game 3, if necessary, happens Thursday. Go Cubs! 6:36 is the time. Let's take a look now at what's happening in your neighborhood. The City of Boise's City Council meeting is this afternoon, open to the public. A top priority for today's meeting is hearing the application for Interfaith Sanctuary's homeless shelter that we have covered a lot since the beginning. If you want to weigh in, you can do so in person or on Zoom. That's set for 2 p.m. and you can check out all our coverage on idahonews6.com. Traffic changes are now in place on State Highway 16 as crews prepare for building the northbound off-ramp for the new interchange. Huge work going on. The highway will be reduced to 1 lane each way between the Boise River Bridge and Highway 44, and northbound Highway 16 traffic will be shifted onto the southbound lanes. The construction impacts are expected to last until this November. And Warm Springs Golf Course will be closed today for construction of new parking stalls. Thankfully, a rainy day anyhow. You're probably not going to be out there golfing unless you're really serious about it. The grill and the Clubhouse Pro Shop, however, will be open normal business hours from 11 to 9.
stray cats, and a new city plan, why mountain home leaders are at odds, and what nearby cities are doing differently. In Mountain Home, there's a new debate on how to handle stray cats. City leaders are proposing a new trap, neuter, return program, and neighbors don't all agree it's the right move. I'm your Mountain Home neighborhood reporter Sahana Patel, looking at how other Treasure Valley cities handle TNR and what that could mean for Mountain Home. As we previously reported, the idea of trapping, neutering, and returning stray cats has Mountain Home neighbors and city council members divided.
I like it. It brings accountability to the board. I was quite upset with some of the things I have read.
Under the city's current animal control ordinance, it's considered animal abandonment anytime a person deserts an animal without making reasonable arrangements for its proper care. But about 45 minutes away in Boise, local animal groups regularly trap cats, have them spayed or neutered, vaccinated, and ear-tipped before returning them outdoors. And they've been doing it this way since 2021.
Abandonment would be putting an animal back without any medical care that is not thriving. Like, that is what we see as abandonment.
Christine Schalhaus with the Idaho Humane Society in Boise says the program has helped curb the feral cat population, fixing around 1,000 cats in Ada County and nearby neighborhoods.
Cats are bearing animals all the time. Like, they're very much a high producer of babies. So if you're not spaying and neutering, you're actually creating a larger problem.
And Schalhaus says returning the cats to their colony is key.
What typically happens is if you just remove a bunch of cats, other cats move in. So if you have cats already living in the community, they're going to live a really good life.
But not everyone in Elmore County is convinced.
The question is it really working? Everybody has got their own statistics. You'll have one group that will say that it works and another group that will have different statistics.
If the Mountain Home proposal passes, it would look similar to Boise's, requiring groups to get permits, work through animal control, and ensure cats are examined by a veterinarian before sterilization. A fee of about $2 per cat would also apply, and that's where some nonprofit leaders express concerns, like Lost Paws.
We did question, why we would pay them at the last city council meeting, and they said it's not the city council, we'd be paying the animal control for the work that they would be doing. But we're doing the work.
Meanwhile, the Idaho Humane Society says it supports making trap, neuter, return an easier process for nonprofits in Mountain Home.
We did write a letter of support for nonprofits to do this work in Mountain Home. We feel it's very valuable in life-saving. Mountain Home leadership has actually reached out to us, and so we are in the process of providing our input.
The Mountain Home City Council hopes to reach a final decision within the next 2 months. In Boise, I'm your Mountain Home neighborhood reporter, Sahana Patel, for Idaho News 6.
All right, it is 6:42 and our neighborhood of the day is Twin Falls. So as you head out here, grab the umbrella. Shower sticking with you throughout the morning. It does start to dissipate as you head into this afternoon. By the afternoon, we'll still be in the 70s. I'll have the rest of the details on the forecast ahead.
In a day and age where grocery prices are going up, the GOP is planning to use a process it normally opposes to get rid of Idaho's grocery tax. I'm senior reporter Roland Barris, and some wonder whether or not the flip-flop by the GOP on the citizen initiative process is just hypocritical or just good sense. Every time Idahoans go to the grocery store, they pay 6% sales tax. And even though residents get a grocery tax credit of $155, more if you're 65 plus, some say it's not enough.
I think it's great that the citizens are taking action to lower their own taxes because they've grown frustrated with legislative leadership. It's kind of exciting to see the citizens do this.
That's a pretty interesting perspective from the Freedom Foundation, considering their stance on citizens' direct involvement in the political process.
Oh yeah, I don't like the initiative process at all.
The citizen initiative to repeal the state's grocery tax was started not by an ordinary citizen, but by Payette County GOP Central Committee Chairman Howard Reinerson. And Republican citizen initiative supporter and former Idaho Supreme Court Justice Jim Jones says the back and forth.
I think it's great. I don't like the initiative process at all. I think it's great. I don't like the initiative process at all.
Makes his head spin. Hypocritical?
Well, I would think so. I mean, they tried so hard over the years to get rid of the initiative or make it impossible to use it. And now when it's maybe convenient for them, oh, well, maybe we were wrong.
Idaho GOP Chair Dorothy Moon is on the record supporting the citizen-led grocery tax initiative, but disagrees with past initiative efforts like Medicaid expansion. And in a rare sense of political symmetry, the Democratic Party also agrees with getting rid of the state's grocery tax. Now, Jim Jones is no Democrat, that is for sure, but he also thinks it's a good idea to get rid of the grocery tax.
Quite frankly, I think it might be a good idea. I mean, the sales tax is a regressive tax that hits the small people a lot harder than the big people.
And most states seem to agree. Only 10, including Idaho, have a grocery tax. So the initiative process is underway now with the blessing of the Freedom Foundation.
If it can be used for bad things, it ought to be able to be used for good things too.
Jones says good or bad depends on your perspective.
Medicaid expansion, mining control, the Sunshine Act, a lot of good things were done by the initiative.
There's no guarantee the grocery tax initiative will gather enough signatures to make it on the ballot. It needs 6% of registered voters statewide and 6% of voters in 18 different legislative districts to get there. In Boise, I'm senior reporter Roland Barris, Idaho News 6.
Sophia Cruz with the Idaho News 6 forecast.
All right, well, happy Tuesday to you as you wake up with us this morning. If you were awake a little later last night, you may have noticed that rain was just pouring down, and it made for a cozy night, especially if you were tucked away, and hopefully you got some good rest too with the rain going on. Either way, take a look at how much it left us. We got a very good glass of water, just about over half of an inch in Boise, a third in Mountain Home. Our mountains hovering just anywhere from half of an inch almost to an inch, and there's still more rain to come today, and we welcome the rain because we need it. And as we take a look at today, rain chances still hovering between 60% in Boise up to 70% over in McCall. Now, a lot of this did fall overnight, but we will still see some rain this morning for some of us. Notice that as you start to make your way out into eastern Idaho, a lot of this spreading over into those areas, but for us it's a pretty quiet start waking up if you're here in the Treasure Valley. Behind that, the next cooler weather maker is going to start to move through, so this is going to continue to bring us that nice cool down, but also it's going to carry in that band of rain. Now at the surface, first thing you'll notice is that winds are going to increase, so expect a breezy day ahead. It starts off pretty calm and quiet, then heading into 5 o'clock, gusts getting anywhere near 30 miles per hour over in Rome, 25 in Burns. Looks breeziest over here in eastern Oregon, and then as you head into Idaho, we start to see a lot more of those teens. Breezy winds will follow us into our Wednesday afternoon before calming as we head into the rest of the evening. Now, giving you a look at the next couple of hours, it is going to be a cloudy start to the day, pretty quiet. We could run into a few isolated showers over into the lower Treasure Valley, but if not, by 2 o'clock, you'll notice that we do get some isolated scattered showers. So a lot of these scatter across the area. Doesn't bring a persistent or torrential downfall, but it is going to bring on a few showers as you head into 2 o'clock, so keep the umbrella with you. By Wednesday morning, from Cascade down to Homedale and Jordan Valley, light showers will accompany you if you head into work a little bit later, but mostly just clouds for many of us. By that afternoon, it's still pretty quiet, and then as this next front starts to head in, this is going to bring on those shower chances in front of it. So overnight into Thursday, we'll still be picking up a little bit of rain, and those unsettled conditions will continue on. So taking a look at our temperature outlook, as you head into October, cooler than normal. So do expect some sweater weather as we head into the weekend. I know a lot of people are excited about that. We'll start to see those 60s as we head into Thursday, and through the weekend, it still looks pretty nice and dry. Lower 60s by Sunday, and then 70s return into Tuesday. All right, it is Tuesday morning, and your time right now is 6:50, so let's get you a look at your roads.
The Idaho News 6 traffic report is brought to you by Champion Windows.
All right, we are giving you a look of downtown right now where commuters are heading out. Notice that the roads are still a bit wet and slick. Just drive safely and slowly as you head out. There could still be some puddling out there. I-84 eastbound, we're already looking at some slow up and just taking a closer look. We were looking at a little slowdown near Garrity Boulevard, but it looks like it's starting to clear up as you make your way past there. Closer to downtown, all nice green commute times as you travel around. Here's a look at I-84 at Y. Still pretty sleepy this morning, so if you're traveling in this direction, you should run into no troubles here. Also, as you get ready for the rest of your day ahead, Chinden Boulevard to US 20, just under 13 minutes.
this morning's GMA First Look, a startling new development in the alleged plot to cripple American telecommunication systems. Sources say federal agents found 200,000 more SIM cards at a location in New Jersey, double the 100,000 SIM cards, along with hundreds of servers that were seized at 5 other vacant offices and apartments in and around New York City. Authorities are now racing to track down who rented the spaces and filled them with shelves full of gear they say is capable of sending anonymous text messages every minute.
The potential threat these data centers pose to the public could include shutting down critical resources that the public needs, like the 911 system, or potentially impacting the public's ability to communicate everything, including business transactions.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have the very latest on this urgent investigation. With your GMA First Look, I'm Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
Welcome back, everyone. It's 5 minutes before the hour, and we're just starting to wrap up here on Good Morning Idaho. In case you missed it, these are the top stories that we're following from our neighborhood reporters.
A deadly attack over the weekend at an LDS church in Michigan left 4 worshipers dead and 8 others wounded.
In the Treasure Valley, local leaders of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints say members are grieving, not only for those impacted in Michigan, but also following the passing of church president Russell M. Nelson. Stake president Sky Root says the focus now is on unity, prayer, and being, in his words, bearers of light during a time of grief and violence.
In Caldwell, a mother speaks out after her son's roadside memorial goes missing again.
Idaho mother Patria Lee fights to keep roadside memorial for Sean Lee, killed in speeding crash, after his cross has been removed twice from crash site.
A proposed trap, neuter, return ordinance in Mountain Home is sparking debate that reaches beyond city limits. Under the city's current law, abandoning an animal without proper care is illegal. In Boise, cats are trapped, spayed and neutered, vaccinated, and returned, curbing the feral populations. If approved, Mountain Home's plan would be similar to Boise's, but would include a $2 fee per cat. The Idaho Humane Society supports making TNR more accessible for local nonprofits in Mountain Home.
And of course, you can learn more about all these stories on our website. Just head to idahonews6.com.
Now, the Out the Door forecast, brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors.
All right, it is 6:56, and as you get ready for your morning, I hope you have a good start to your day. You've got 50s heading out into work. By the time we head into lunchtime, showers and storms will be possible. And again, that's when we'll start to see a few of them pop up. It's not going to be a torrential downpour all at once, but if you want to read more about the forecast, you can head on over to idahonews6.com. Right now, we're going to go ahead and get you ready for your morning commute.
The Idaho News 6 traffic report is brought to you by Champion Windows.
All right, we are giving you a live look of downtown where commuters are heading out on this Tuesday. It's going to be a good day. Be careful on those roads. Again, we did see some heavier rain overnight, so that will lead to some slickness out as you head for your Tuesday. I-84 eastbound still looking to see a little bit of slow up this morning. And then as you take a closer look, Garrity Boulevard still looks pretty nice and quiet overall, but there is starting to grow a little bit of slope if you're traveling in that direction. Right now, from Caldwell into downtown, you've got just under an hour eastbound, so it's already a pretty busy morning rolling.
It certainly is. You know where else is busy? Up in Alaska these days. It is. It's Fat Bear season.
This is what you said used to be your name.
No, Fat Barris. No, after I lost 45 pounds, that helps.
Yeah.
You know, eating a bunch of salmon ain't gonna help that, but it helps these guys.
Yeah.
And tomorrow they will actually name the winner of the Fat Bear contest.
I think this one on the left has it because there's this big rock in front of it, and he's still pushing across it. So
we don't even know if these two are in the running, but they do have a contest where we'll have the winner tomorrow. And these two look pretty big. They're ready for winter, I think.
I'm ready for winter.
I know you are too. That's a great way to end this morning. You've got the water out there. There's water outside as well. Bring the umbrella, everyone. And thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.